Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is JW, and welcome to the second episode of the Planet Zoo time scenario walkthroughs. Today we are doing Cophaga Park on easy. The time limit is 1 minute 30. My best time is 1 minute 14 and 15 seconds. We are going to be going through all the time scenarios, including the new one that's coming with the North American Animal Pack. Let's get stuck in. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe, although you don't have to. This is just a hobby for me, but there's plenty more on the way. So I quite like Cophaga Park. There's a lot to juggle, but it is a nice map. Although it doesn't stay like that for very long, it must be said. Apologies if you can hear a strimmer in the background, there's nothing I can do about that. So we're going to check our objectives. 10 different habitat species, 85%, 3 animal talks, 4 out of 5 rating, 2,000 guests of profit, and 5,000 on marketing yearly. First things first, we are removing the water. Then we are removing all of the objects on the map. So the trees, the plants, then we're removing the barriers, and then we're going to remove the paths as well. It does take a little bit of time, but it's worth it, trust me. It makes life so much easier. Once you have deleted all the paths, we are going to flatten the map from that point there, as you can see. Or if you can't see, it's from the little island at the back of the map. Not sure how you would play this game if you didn't see that. That's a good point. But yeah, we're just going to flatten all of this. So we have a nice big flat area to work with. As I said, it does take a little bit of time just to flatten everything. This is on 1.5 times speed, if I recall correctly. So instead of it being 100% speed, it's 250% speed. It's a really nice map actually. You don't need to worry too much about weather and temperature and stuff like that. Just smoothing the entrance down and bringing a 10 wide path in. You're going to want your path as wide as possible, and then just sort of place it in a rough fashion. Now here we are going to build a massive enclosure with a cutout, which I've just made there. I'll adjust this later on as well. Here we go. Yeah, with a cutout for shops and toilets. Just going to bring this massive enclosure in. Just have to move that away from the path a little bit. Don't forget your staff access. I'm going to pop the staff path down. Then we are going to change all the front panels to windows, as you can see me doing here. And I'm just raising it up a little bit. Then we are going to place our staff facilities. So you need a trade centre, a keeper hut, 2 staff rooms. We are going to have a lot of staff, a workshop, a veterinary surgery. You don't have to have a quarantine if you don't want to. And then 4 research centres. We're going to be doing a lot of research in this scenario. And just connecting everything up to the path. Then we are going to want to hire 4 keepers, 4 cleaners, 2 security, 3 educators, 2 mechanics, and 8 vets. We are going to fire 4 of the vets later on. And I've only hired 4 vets there, but you do need 8. I do hire another 4 later on. Then, whilst you've got the money, you're going to want to place your education boards, your conservation boards, and your talk points. You need 3 animal talks per year. So animals then. My recommendation is that you go for black wildebeest, Indian elephants, greater flamingo, Bactrian camel, birds, tapir, and Himalayan brown bear. But do not put the brown bear in with the other animals. It's a disaster. Just choosing the best ones that I can afford, really. The better the rating of the animal, the more guests it will bring in. So everything except for the brown bear, move it into this big habitat. I'd let the game play for a little bit so it recognises that's there. Then we are going to place a wind turbine in front of the education boards, a wind turbine over at this side, and a water filtration over at this side in that little cutout that we made. Connecting it all up. You know, you're going to start that one again. Now you're going to want to dig a hole for water. It doesn't need to be deep. We don't need deep swimming, but we do have a lot of animals going in here what are going to use the water. I'm just painting it with some short grass. So you're going to want to put your different food types down. So you're going to need the food troughs and the food bowls. And then a big shelter, because we have got lots of animals. Just sort of finagle it in, make the best use of space as possible. Put down our facilities. So you want food, drink, merchandise, toilet, and 3 ATMs. I've run out of money at this point though, so I think I take out a loan. Change the ticket price. Make sure you set your education boards and your talk points. Don't forget to change your months as well. I come back and do that later on. Just setting all the education boards. So guests were thinking that the zoo was overpriced, so I've just gone and adjusted that. Paused it. Gonna take out loan, 5,000, just enough to place some bins. And then your donation bins as well. ATMs, so you need 3, I placed 4 just so there isn't like a clog, and some benches so the guests don't get too tired. And then of course we want our other facilities, which are toilets and merchandise. So we're going to start getting the vets researching the animals, and I go ahead and hire the other 4 vets to make 8. Set your toilet prices to $1 and then synchronize. increase your ticket price. And then you're going to want to set a mechanic on researching barriers. The goal for that is to get one-way glass. That's going to be super helpful. Add enrichment for the animals that you already have. So as always, I do tend to go a little bit overboard with enrichment. You don't have to put that much in. It's just as long as it reaches the needs of the animals. Ticket price to $15, and then I'm changing the months on these. We'll start getting some things ticked off in just a moment. There we go, 3 animal talks. Take the 20,000 loan, set the repayment to 10,000, and we are now on the next step of the walkthrough, which is the fleshing out phase. So we're going to want to build 5 new habitats. A lot. So build some 2x2s, which is what I've done there, and then leave a little alleyway, and then build some more. And then you want to split this up into 3. Something like this. Put your path around it. Couldn't fit the path in there, had to get rid of the staff path. And then just bring that right round. And then just adjust the habitat. So it's nice and big. Put your staff access in. Don't know why it stopped. There we go. Getting another Himalayan brown bear. Nile monitor you're going to need, I get those in a little bit. Move your Himalayan brown bears into the bigger of your 5 enclosures, and then make sure you have the temperature and such. Here I'm making a little cutout that I forgot to make. I'm going to put a keeper hut, a water filtration and a turbine in here. And a staff room and 2 research centres. Forgot about that one. So 2 research centres, staff room, keeper hut, turbine, water filtration. Then they're moving, that's fine. Do the same again, set the front panels to glass. Adjust the terrain for the Himalayan brown bears. You need to add some coolers into the habitat. And then again the usual stuff. shelter, food, enrichment, drink, and so on. And some plants, they need some plants. So you can see we're already at 35 minutes. We have a lot of animals already in the zoo. Going to be buying our final set of animals shortly. So it's just a case of maintenance and keeping things happy for the animals, really. Again, education. And you want your donation bins as well. And your recycling bins. We're going to edit this one now. And we are going to buy our final set of animals, which will be the Japanese macaque, the saltwater crocodile, the Bengal tigers, and the Nile monitors. The tigers I had to wait for because of the conservation credits. Just adjusting the Japanese macaque habitat. It does go a bit pear-shaped at the end. I will forewarn you. We do manage to get gold though, but it does go pear-shaped towards the end. But that's the point of these, to show you how difficult it can be and the easiest way that certainly I've found to approach it. Donation bins. And here we go. So adjust your terrain and your habitat for the Japanese macaque. I had some issues with this cooler, it wasn't showing me its range. So I just had to kind of play with it until I could see. Like that, yeah. So they need climbing, and then food, drink, enrichment. For the climbing I use something from the Steam Workshop. It's a chimpanzee climbing rig. There it is. I do come back because it's actually floating, but you don't realise it at this point. And then I've just realised that I've moved rather than copied. Just do that. Add some plants. Things that can climb. Lots of coverage. Change your education. I think I forgot to put the conservation boards in this time, you know. So I put the Nile monitor in that one and the saltwater crocodile in that one. Still can't afford a tiger yet. So lots of water for the saltwater crocodiles. And that just looks a bit steep to me, so I go ahead and smooth it, but it works out exactly the same, so not 100% sure there, really. Changing this to glass, but it's got a weird thing at the bottom, so I just sort of leave it. Put your enrichment in for your saltwater crocs. And your food as well. And then any terrain that it needs, just to make it as happy as possible. Put a little bit of long grass in, something to get rid of that short grass. Then we've got yearly profits just being ticked. Add some more animals to research. Same again with a now monitor. Lots of water. Go ahead and check their needs. Need more soil, and they need less rock. Now they need less soil. Now they need more rock. There we go, I found the balance eventually. Again, enrichment, food, water. The usual. And then again, change all the front panels to windows. Add your enrichment, your education, sorry, donation bins. Always important. Now I don't realise it at the time. The saltwater, there we go. It's actually upside down. And then our Bengal tigers are gonna go in the front one. Take out a marketing campaign. It doesn't tick it off when you spend 5,000 on yearly marketing, so you've got to take 2. So I go for 2 5,000s. We've now got one-way glass, so change everything to one-way glass windows for the privacy of the animals. It's going to reduce their stress levels, make life a lot easier for them. And I'm just changing that to one-way glass. Just waiting for some of the research to complete. Still can't afford tigers, so just waiting on them. Now I'm just putting some food and drink facilities in the corner here, just to bring that guest rating up after looking where they were most unhappy. Food, drink, merch, and toilets. Put some power in behind it. Connect it up with the staff bath. Put some benches in. Guests think tickets are underpriced. I'll change that to 25. Do another marketing campaign, and then the marketing thing should be ticked off. Hopefully. Finally bought a tiger. I will buy another one shortly. There we go. We lost our profit, but we'll get that back. Not to worry. Just doing the research, add the enrichment, just make sure you keep on top of that, really. That's, at the moment, in the first 2 videos, this one and the one previous, that's all we can do, is just make sure that the animals are happy and the guests are happy. It's not about building pretty habitats, it's about practicality. Create a little watering hole for the tigers. They will be able to deep dive in the next update, so that's going to be interesting. Again, just change all the panels to one-way glass. Now, I do make, this is where things start going drastically wrong. I make a boo-boo here. That shelter is too close to the fence and the tiger very nearly becomes crocodile supper. That would have been a disastrous video. But it doesn't happen, thankfully. So I managed to avert that crisis. Here we go. You're going to see it. Yep. Blooming tiger. So as long as you've got your 2 5k marketing campaigns and you've paid back all your loans and all your animals are happy, there you go, just fired 4 vets because we don't need them anymore, and you're making 30,000, I think it is. 30,000, yeah. So 30,000 profit. As long as you're making that a year, you are absolutely fine. Put some trees in for the tiger. Really pains me because I like building nice, pretty habitats, and I have to build really shabby, just does the job kind of habitats. So the Bengal tiger, and basically all we have to do now is wait for the profit and wait for the guests. But this is where things start going wrong. The guest numbers keep dropping, so they rise to about 1,800 and then they'll drop down to about 1,500, 1,600, something like that. I can never really get that number up, so I get some exhibit animals in, which I think you will see just a few seconds. Yeah, bring some different animals in, get some breeding going. Babies always bring people into zoos, that's what I like. Yeah, the profit just wasn't budging, it was stuck at 29,090. Here we go, bringing some exhibits in. Just to try and get that profit up and to get some more guests into the zoo. Eastern brown snake and the diamond-back terrapin. Making sure they're in the right humidity range. Put them on the research roster as well. And now I just need to get 2,000 guests in the zoo. I have the profit, and for the life of me I could not figure out why I was not getting more guests in the zoo. So I start looking into the management side of things to see where guests are unhappy, things like that. I can't, within about, I think 15 minutes, I could not get that guest number to rise and stay rising. just trade some animals, anything to try and raise the zoo rating. Bring some more food in for our camel friends. Put some enrichment in for the tiger, of course. So you can see my guest rating has now changed to orange instead of green, and it's thirst, which is when I first noticed the problem. So I just hired some more vendors. I think most people do when they play these though, to be fair, I do have a tendency to panic the closer to the time limit I get. I haven't done better than I did last time. We're at 1 hour 14, 29, 30, 32, 33, you get the idea. That was my best score last time, so different this time, very different. But we've still got gold, that's the main thing. Doesn't matter that we sort of got a bit too close for comfort. Camel's matured. Another camel's about to mature. Macaque's about to mature. I think it stopped here because I was replying to my girlfriend, so... Yep, gets a gold female tiger. We're down to 13 minutes left on the clock. Yeah, trade some of the camels out. Put some vending machines in just because they're still hungry. Their education's also really low, which I can't quite work out because everything's fully researched. So maybe it was the conservation. Ah, of course, I forgot to put the conservation boards in. That'll be why the education was so low. But you can see the ratings now changed to green, and I'm just. This is where I realised that the chimp floating. The macaques were about to inbreed. Unfortunately, I didn't get it in time. It did inbreed, but I got rid of the male. I can't get rid of that one because it's pregnant. So still just waiting. Do some advanced research, anything. I'm desperate at this point to just get that gold. I do adopt a hippo just to push it over the line. And any second now it does push it over the line. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. Got quite close for comfort. We only had 8 minutes and 29 seconds left on the clock, but we did get gold and unlocked that gold crocodile statue. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye for now.